What is going on, my shiny cardboard enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we're doing our set review for the collector's version of Beyond Generations. So this collector's version of this set will be releasing at the same time as the regular version of this set, and both of these products will be available on March 22nd, 2024, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I am pretty disappointed with this product, if I'm being just upfront in general with you guys, because the first thing we're going to talk about in this collector's box is the big chase card for this set, and I'll just go ahead and show it off. As you guys can see right here, this is the Ground Shaking Fury SR alternate art, I guess, if we want to call it that. Honestly, I'm calling this the manga rare, anime rare, manga panel rare Goku. I feel like those are like the best names for this thing because, as you guys can see, this is not a ghost rare. I'm very surprised to see that they decided not to go with the ghost rare for another collector's box. As you guys know, in the Power Absorb collector's box, we did get a Super Saiyan 3 Goku ghost rare, which was the first of its kind. So I was really kind of under the assumption that every collector's box that we were going to get in the future would more or less have a ghost rare with them. And the fact that they already dropped that idea, and now that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is the only one that we have. I will have this Goku pan in front of me real quick so we can all take a better look at it. And I gotta say, I'm just like, let me say the positives first, just because I really do think it's cool. I like the art style of it. It has that old Dragon Ball Z style, and it also reminds me of like the old score cards as well that were, prevalent back in the day. And, the only problem with this card is that there's no texture on this thing at all. Like, the only texture we can see is on the letters of Dragon Ball Z itself. I feel like those are the only texture that's really going on with the card. And like the pure white background, it looks, it looks interesting. It looks nice. Like, it really reminds me of like that manga panel where Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time. I'm pretty sure it's like a 1-to-1 shot of like the art that they used for him. It may be a little bit different. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked, but I do like the art. Obviously, in my regular set review, I did mention how the last big moment for Goku as a high rarity card, this was technically the last one we were missing, was him going Super Saiyan for the first time in the Frieza saga. And now we finally got it, but I'm honestly pretty disappointed with it. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks cool. Like, I like the Dragon Ball Z art style of it and stuff like that. I really do think it's cool, but it's just, for a big chase card for a collector's box, it's pretty disappointing, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. Like, the fact that it has no texture on it at all, and, I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal if it wasn't part of the collector's box, and this is, like, the quote-unquote highest rarity thing to pull from the collector's box. So I just think it's a little interesting that they kind of went with this choice. I would have much rather seen a Ghost Rare Frieza. I was really hoping that's what was going to be in this set for our big chase card, but I don't absolutely hate it. It's just different. It's just interesting. I will not be opening a collector's box this year just because I'm kind of disappointed with all the cards, if I'm being honest. So do keep that in mind. But, I did kind of ramble on and, cry about this Goku long enough, I feel like. So let's move on with our first alternate art secret rare. And the first one we're going to talk about is the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Wrath of the Dragon alternate art. And I gotta say, this is also an interesting choice. Just because, again, there's no texture on this thing at all. I find it very interesting that the alternate arts for the collector's box, none of them have texture, which I think is a very poor choice and decision in my personal opinion. And I will say the art for this alternate art Goku, I will have it scroll in front of me real quick so we can get a better look at it. But I did realize at first I wasn't quite sure what was going on with the art for the card, but now I realize that the God Rare version of this card is him doing the Dragon Fist attack against Hirudegarn, and then the Secret Rare version, the original, is him right after he kills Hirudegarn, and Shenron's right behind him, he's taking his victory pose and stuff like that, and then now this alternate art version is moments right after the original Secret Rare from the movie, and this is basically the art of when the sun starts shining through the dark clouds and it starts shining on Goku while he's still in that pose. So that's what this alternate art is representing. And once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's kind of cool. But at the same time, like, the original Secret Rare version is just absolutely overloaded with texture. And as you guys can see right here next to me, or if you guys saw during like the scroll, there's no texture on this thing. Like, they have like the line, like, holographic pattern that they decided to go with this set, which I'm assuming is something new that they're doing. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'm being honest with you, just because, like, I don't know, when it comes to my high-end rarity cards like this, I'm a texture guy, I'm a collector. I like seeing the cool patterns and textures in the backgrounds of the cards. I feel like that really makes them stand out. And the fact that this is an alternate art and the original version is technically better looking, in my opinion, I will say, I think one of the only differences I noticed between, like, the art between them is I think his left eye is, like, kind of, like, slanted down, like, battle damaged a little bit. I can't tell if the original Secret Rare has that same, like, eye droppiness just because of so much going on. Maybe if I see it in person, I can give a better idea. But overall, I feel like this Secret Rare is, I mean, out of all the alternate art Secret Rares we're going to talk about, I feel like this is probably the best one. But let's go ahead and move on with our next alternate art Secret Rare with the Vegito Blue one. And as you guys can see, it's very reminiscent of the Vermilion Bloodline Secret Rare Vegito that is basically the same thing, but he's doing a Spirit Sword, or like a spirit. He has a Spirit Sword in his hand, and he has a different outfit on. And I'll have this one scroll in front of me again too, so we can take a better look at it. And again, just like I mentioned with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this also doesn't have texture on it, which I think is very interesting. Like, unless the texture is just like a different sort of texture, like the Super Saiyan, you know, or not the Super Saiyan, but like the Cumber, you know, from Fighter's Ambition or something like that. Maybe the texture is like that sort of pattern and you just can't tell from the pictures or something, but I'm pretty sure that the really only thing that's going on with these alternate arts is like the line sort of holographic pattern that they got going on and like the gold stamp outlining around the characters. But, you know, there's like hardly any, you know, sort of texture going on with this card at all. Like, the original versions all have better texture than the alternate art. So I feel like it's a very poor choice, because if you're gonna do a collector's box and you're gonna make alternate art versions to Secret Rares, I feel like those versions should just be overloaded and just like, you know, gold outstamping, texture out the wazoo and everything like that. So I think it's a very poor choice that none of these have texture on them. I mean, yeah, you know, his pose looks cool. I like that Goku and Vegeta are in the background and stuff. I wish they would have had a little bit of gold stamp or maybe some like holographic, like swooshy, you know, something going on with them as well. But yeah, it's just another kind of disappointing Secret Rare alternate art, if I'm being honest with you. But I feel like it's still the second best in the set. Let's go ahead and talk about the next alternate art Secret Rare, which is the Purunga Dragon of Dreams alternate art Secret Rare. And if I'm being honest with this one too, this is a little bit disappointing as well, because I feel like the card art itself is not even really focusing on Purunga. It's more focusing on Dende, this is just more or less like a Dende Secret Rare in my opinion, if I'm being honest with you, because there's nothing like silhouetting like Purunga at all. He's more of like a background, foreground character, and the main focus is on Dende because he's the one who's all outlined in gold stamp and everything, which I think is very interesting. I'll have the card scroll in front of me again so we can get a better look at it. But I feel like there should have been some Dragon Balls on the card somewhere, or maybe they could have did like a smaller shot of like Dende at the bottom, like summoning him, and then like Purunga, we could have had like a bird's eye view of Purunga like looking down at Dende or something. I feel like that could have been a little bit better, or maybe it could have just, maybe it wouldn't have worked. Maybe it would have been like too busy for the card or something like that. But I don't know. I feel like it's definitely interesting. I feel like if we would have seen some more like texture and stuff, or maybe something sort of outlining Purunga, I feel like this card would have been a little bit better. But this is by far the weakest alternate art Secret Rare in the box, if I had to, you know, if I had to say so myself. And honestly, I really don't think this collector's box is going to be that expensive. Well, I'm sure it will be. I'm sure people will try and sell it for a lot, but me personally, I do not think this box is going to be worth anything more than $300. Like, I already had a couple of people reach out to me, and I know some people were trying to sell it for like $350, for $375, and stuff like that. And just based off of the alternate art secret rares, the manga rare Goku or the anime rare Goku, whatever you guys want to call it, I just feel like this set is not worth the money. Like when the dude messaged me and he told me that he was selling the boxes for $375 each, I was like, yeah, man, I'm good. I was like, this box is an absolute dud. Like, it is really bad in my opinion. I will probably do a quick little montage showing off a couple of the cards. But before we do that, I kind of want to talk about like the price and stuff like that, just because I feel like a lot of you guys are probably curious on my thoughts about it. I would not pay any more than $300 for this box, if I'm being honest with you. The guy who was selling it for $375, I told him, I was like, yeah, man, I'm good on that price. I was like, a lot of people are disappointed with these things, and I haven't even heard from you guys, my audience, yet. I've just been hearing from like other people's comments, people messaging me about it and stuff like that. And because I was kind of waiting for everything to get revealed, I had to wait for them to show off the textures for the secret rares before I could make the video and everything. So I did have to wait a little bit longer than I thought. But I just feel like maybe 250, 275. Maybe like 300 at the max is probably what I would pay for one of these, but I definitely will not be opening one of these this time around. I don't feel like any of the cards are worth pulling, especially for the price. Like, I doubt the alternate art secret rares are going to be that expensive. And even if they are, right off the bat, it's going to be people trying to make back their money that they probably spent a lot on the collector's boxes. Because I know a lot of people were pretty disappointed and wanted to cancel their pre-orders from what I was seeing. So yeah, again, $350, $375, anything over $300 I would not pay for one of these things. I feel like $275 is probably like a good deal for one of these, because I'm just going to pick one up for my sealed collection and I'm just going to call it at that, because I do not care to open one of these this year. But I rambled on about that. I just kind of wanted to give you guys my opinions on that. But let's go ahead and cut away real quick. We'll do a quick little montage. I'll show you guys some of the card arts that are exclusive to the collector's box only, that I thought really stuck out to me and I thought were really cool. But let's go ahead and begin the montage, and after that we can do our set, or we can rank the set, wrap up the video, and you guys can go on about your day. But let's begin the montage. Alright, so now that we're back from the montage, you guys got to see a couple of the cards that kind of stuck out to me. There was a couple of ones in there that originally I was not going to make a montage for this collector's box, but then as I was going through and kind of looking at some of the alternate art cards for the set, I was like, okay, some of these are worth showing off, man. They're pretty badass. So definitely let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought about that. But definitely consider subscribing and hitting the video with a like as well if you guys found this video informative. Definitely helps out a lot. And now, with all that YouTuber intro stuff done, I had to throw that in there at some point. Let's go ahead and rank this set, because I feel some very strong feelings about this collector's box, if I'm being honest with you guys. So, if you guys don't know, we're going to rate it out of 7 Dragon Balls and out of 10 I like to do both just to give, I don't know what people's scales like to go off of, so just in case I like to do it out of the 10 scale because I feel like that's the more universal one. But anyway, out of 7 Dragon Balls, if I'm being honest with you guys, I feel like this is an easy 2 out of 7 for me. Yep, go ahead and let that sink in. 2 out of 7 Dragon Balls, and then for the scale out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10. Thought about going 3, but I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to go with 4. I'm really disappointed with this set, man. The Big Chase Goku card, if it had more texture and just stuff going on with it, I feel like it'd be a lot more redeeming to, pay the price for these boxes. None of the alternate art secret rares have texture on them at all. I feel like they're just glorified SPRs, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like I wouldn't even say that, honestly. Like, it's just crazy how the original versions of all 3 of these secret rares all have more texture in them. And it's just, yeah, it's very disappointing. The Big Chase card doesn't really seem worth, the price for the boxes. I definitely can see this version of this collector's box being cheaper than the Power Absorbed one, just because the Power Absorbed one has a ghost rare. Don't get me wrong, that Goku is cool. I don't absolutely hate it. I just feel like for a collector's version of a box, it should have been a little bit more glorified, in my opinion. But, despite all that, definitely, that is a set review. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section. I am very curious to see, if anyone's really excited for it. I know there's going to be people out there who are going to be like, oh, I'll pay, I just want that Goku. I know there's going to be some of y'all out there, but definitely let me know down in the comment section. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you guys are new, because I did order 5 boxes for the regular set, so I will be opening that. Probably just going to be a video opening up 4 boxes, so definitely stay tuned for that. And also, extra shout out to all of my members who are currently members subscribed to my channel and helping my channel helping support my channel outside of those fluctuating YouTube ad rates. Kind of messed up there. But yeah, if you guys want to support my channel in the same way, definitely check out the join option down here if you guys are on desktop. I have the lowest option is like 99 cents. So if you guys want to do that, support my channel, definitely, consider doing that if you want to. But money is never obligated. All the money that goes towards the channel, all the money that I get from the channel just goes back towards it. So do keep that in mind. But that is all I have for now, everybody. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble about some shiny cardboard. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Now we'll catch you guys in the next